Two wars, two realities. In Iran, 1 million mobilized, ready for a suicide strategy. In Washington, claims of pure American success and a shattered adversary. Between readiness and dominance, the truth fractures. So here's the question: who's shaping reality on this battlefield, and who's selling it? As tensions escalate, sharply divergent narratives are emerging from Iran and Washington over the state of the battlefield and the risks of further escalation. According to Tasnim news agency, citing an informed military source, more than 1 million Iranian combatants have been mobilized in preparation for a potential ground confrontation with US forces. The report describes a surge of volunteer enlistments among Iranian youth, with increased activity at recruitment centers linked to the Basij, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, and the regular army.
The US wants to open the Strait of Hormuz with suicide and self-destructive tactics. That's fine. We are ready for both their suicide strategy to be executed and for the strait to remain closed.
Iranian officials frame the conflict as an imposed war triggered by the February 28 strikes, which they say included the assassination of senior leadership and attacks on civilian infrastructure. In response, Tehran claims it has launched sustained missile and drone operations targeting US and Israeli assets across the region. However, US officials present a markedly different picture. US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth asserted that Iran's conventional military capabilities have been significantly degraded.
This is not an endless war, it's a decisive campaign with clear objectives to destroy Iran's military capabilities and ensure they never acquire a nuclear weapon. Iran now has no navy leader, and the US's use of slower, low-flying aircraft is proof it has no air defenses left.
Hegseth described the campaign as pure American success and said Washington remains open to a negotiated settlement. US Vice President Vance echoed that assessment, emphasizing the shift in battlefield dynamics.
The conventional military in Iran has been effectively destroyed during the war. Iran no longer has a navy, and they don't have the ability to hit us like they could even a few weeks ago. And what that does is that gives us options.
The competing claims underscore a widening perception gap. Tehran signals readiness for prolonged ground resistance, while Washington projects decisive military dominance. With both sides advancing sharply contrasting narratives, the conflict is entering a phase where perception, deterrence, and escalation are tightly intertwined, and where the next move could redefine the trajectory of the war. New developments from Iran are raising alarm among rights groups, as the conflict's human toll increasingly affects minors, both on the battlefield periphery and in civilian life. According to Iranian state media, a cultural official within the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps confirmed that the minimum age for participation in war-related support roles has been lowered to 12. The initiative, titled For Iran, is recruiting minors for auxiliary roles such as patrols, checkpoints, and logistics. Rahim Nadali, a Guards-affiliated official, said,
An initiative called For Iran was recruiting participants to assist with activities such as patrols, checkpoints, and logistics. Given that the age of those coming forward has dropped and they are asking to take part, we lowered the minimum age to 12 and 12. And 13-year-olds could now take part if required.
The development comes amid a broader humanitarian crisis. Iran's education ministry reported that approximately 230 students and teachers have been killed since the start of US-Israeli strikes on February 28th, with more than 600 schools and cultural sites damaged. Speaking to the New Arab, Iran's education minister Ali Reza Kazemi said that
177 students and cultural figures have also been injured, while more than 600 schools and cultural sites have been damaged since the onset of the attacks on 28 February.
One of the deadliest incidents occurred on the first day of the war, when a strike on the Shajarat Al-Tayyiba Girls' Primary School in Minab reportedly killed 168 students aged between 7 and 12. A report by the New York Times, citing unnamed US officials, suggested the strike may have been the result of a targeting error during an operation against a nearby military site. According to UNICEF, the regional toll is mounting rapidly. Deputy Executive Director Ted Chaiban said at a New York briefing that at least 324 children have been killed across Iran and Lebanon since the war began, with more than 2,100 children killed or injured overall.
Behind these numbers are parents, grandparents, teachers, brothers, and sisters. Communities, cities, and nations are in shock. Alongside the dead and wounded, we are witnessing rapid displacement across several countries, driven by relentless bombardment and evacuation orders that have emptied communities and entire urban areas.
Meanwhile, in-person schooling across Iran has been suspended, with a shift to online education hampered by power outages and severe internet disruptions. A stark warning from Tehran is raising tensions across the Gulf. As the war deepens, an Iranian analyst is now openly discussing the possibility of seizing key coastlines in the region, signaling just how far this conflict could expand. Speaking to Iran's national broadcaster IRIB, analyst Morteza Simiari said the country's military is ready to take action if the United States makes what he described as any mistake in the region.
Iran's military is ready to take action if the US makes any mistake in the region. Iran's armed forces are prepared to seize Emirati and Bahraini coasts and fundamentally alter the regional landscape. Entering the coasts of the UAE and Bahrain is on the agenda.
The remarks come days after comments by the UAE Foreign Minister Abdullah bin Zayed denouncing Iranian attacks on the country and stating that it will never be blackmailed by terrorists. His comments were made in response to a wider debate over the UAE's growing cooperation with the United States. Presidential advisor Anwar Gargash had earlier highlighted what he described as blatant Iranian aggression against Gulf states, arguing that it has reshaped regional security priorities. Gargash said the evolving threat has made Iran a central concern in Gulf strategic thinking, prompting the UAE to strengthen its security partnerships with Washington. However, this position has drawn criticism from some international observers. Former French ambassador to the United States, Gérard Araud, questioned whether deeper alignment with Washington could entangle Gulf states further in a conflict not of their making. Despite initial efforts by Saudi Arabia and the UAE to dissuade the United States from launching strikes on Iran, recent developments suggest a shift in stance. Both countries are now seen as moving closer to supporting the ongoing military campaign. In recent weeks, Iran has targeted US military bases as well as oil and gas infrastructure across neighboring Gulf countries. The United Arab Emirates has reported intercepting hundreds of incoming threats, including 338 ballistic missiles and 1,740 drones since the start of the conflict. The latest warning from Tehran follows strong condemnation from the UAE. Saudi Arabia is reportedly preparing to grant the United States access to King Fahd Air Base in Taif, while the UAE has indicated it is ready for a prolonged conflict. In a phone call earlier this month, the Emirati foreign minister told his counterpart, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, that the UAE is prepared for the war to last up to 9 months. The increasingly assertive rhetoric from Iran, combined with shifting regional alliances, reflects a broader escalation in the conflict. What began as targeted military operations has now expanded into a wider confrontation involving multiple states and strategic interests.